Hello everybody, this is Tara King and I am on my Funkaholic um, channel, but I'm not here to talk about anything so fun as Funko Pops are. I'm here to talk about, yes, Logan Paul. I've never even paid he or his brother any attention because I don't find their kind of comedy or entertainment entertaining. Yes, I'm older, but there's plenty of kids out there I find very entertaining. It's not my age, it's my IQ. Apparently, he was in Japan, which is a privilege to visit such a wonderful country and culture. He decided to go into the Akogahara Forest, better known as the Suicide Forest by Westerners. It's on the base of Mount Fuji. Actually, part of it goes up to the very bottom of the base. Between the forest and Mount Fuji, there is another area, and I can't remember the significance of it, but it's also of historical value to Japan. The reason they call Akogahari the suicide forest is obviously people find it, the Japanese people, committing a suicide is an atrocity to them. It is hard. It's hard in our society to make the decision. And I know from whence I talk because there was one time, I'm bipolar. There was one time I was seriously close to it because I was unmedicated and just had enough of the world, kicked me around enough, catch on the rebound. No, I did not do that. And thank God I didn't, because that would have been a permanent answer to a temporary situation. Anyways, Logan and his cronies went into the forest. That specifically says everywhere what it is and what they do. Excuse me, I should have looked, and I am out of juice. Not anymore. Anyways, they went into the forest. Now, a lot of people do go to the forest because of its reputation as being haunted. Japanese people, for the most part, do believe in hauntings. They believe in ancestor visitations, that kind of thing. So a lot of Americans, when they go to Japan, want to visit this forest. I don't think it's to see dead bodies, people who have committed suicide. I think it's more to see if there's ghosts there. It would occur to me that there probably are, if you believe such things exist. I do. And that would be a prime ground for some ghost hunting. Do not do it. That is not a suggestion for any show anywhere in the world to take their equipment and go into somewhere where people could be anywhere and they are deceased. This is not what this is about. I saw one video from somebody I really, really look up to. Somebody who I kind of learned how to format my videos and that kind of thing. And this person made a video and decided to give Logan a second chance in life, because, or a second chance on YouTube, because he made a mistake. This isn't a mistake. Logan Paul is 22 years old. He's a man. He's a grown man. That's not a mistake. That is, I'm going to do this because I'm going to get people to watch this. This is like the holy grail for him. A dead body. And for those who don't know, I guess I should have said, Logan Paul, who is probably one of the most popular YouTubers, along with his brother Jake, I actually don't know if Jake was there. I have not searched for the video. I'm sure I could find it, and I'm sure I won't. I won't search for it. Anyways, I don't even know if his brother was there. I don't know who else was there with him, and I don't care. I don't even care that it's him. You know, if it were Joe Blow down the street, I'd still be sitting here saying, this is a grown-ass man. You do not ever find a dead body in a place where you're more than likely to find one, certainly more than likely walking down your own street and finding one. You're going to find on days of the week a dead body. They actually have people who go out into the forest looking for people who have committed suicide so they can recover the bodies and recover the person's effects and get them to their families. Get them to their families. Do you see what I'm saying? These bodies belong to their families now. Not to somebody from YouTube, not from anybody from YouTube who would go into the forest knowing that it's called the suicide forest because there's plenty of literature. Excuse me. There's been movies, one I believe last year called The Forest, which features the forest and what it's about. And there's documentaries. It's not an unknown place at all. So he goes into this forest knowing more than likely he'll find something. If he doesn't find a body, then there's always the backup of the haunted thing. But he does find a body. And instead of turning off his equipment and calling a number that is in one of probably every entrance into the park, into the forest, he decides to film it. He decides to film it. Now, you know what? People know me. My family knows me. I'm just ready for somebody to say, hey, you're the one who is the first person to, go look at sites like Find a Death and things like that. Yes, I do. I find it interesting. And there are people, people who put up certain photos. These photos are in the realm of public knowledge, or in the public. They are, unless what is it called? A death certificate. Unless a death certificate has been sealed by a judge, it is open knowledge. You can go read it. They often have pictures with. If I wanted to really look and see stuff that nobody else wants to see, I could certainly go on the dark web and find it. Okay? I could probably, find just about whatever I wanted. But this isn't about me because that's not what I did. What I do. This man walked into a place full of legend and truth about with suicide. Okay? And he made that decision. This was not a mistake, and let's give him a break on it. No, not in my eyes. I can't tell you what to do. Everybody loves him. He got 80,000 new subscribers from during the time this film was up. 80,000. I don't get it. Is our society so morally bankrupt that you have to watch some other societies' people at their lowest point in their lives, at their family's lowest point of their lives? I don't think we need to do that. I really don't think we need to do that. What we need to do is counsel the people that we have that are on the cusp of suicide. LGBTQ people, veterans, Okay, I'm married to a vet. My husband has PTSD, and I watch him all the time. And you know what? He has to watch me too. So we're each other's caretakers. That's what we say. Heaven, we both, just Brady down to nothing. And and I can't see that happening. But then you never see it happen until it just happens. I have seen many dead bodies myself, having worked in a hospital. They have mostly been elderly, as it was owned by a man who also owned rest homes or retirement type living homes. So yeah, I have. It's not a pretty picture. It's not something anybody needs to take a picture of and show. That man was somebody's husband, brother, cousin, uncle, son, the whole thing. And he made a bad choice. But Paul Logan made a worse choice. I can't tell anybody out there how to feel or how to react. I can only tell you how I feel. I don't think it's not my job to do YouTube's job. I would never say, YouTube, take him down. That's not something I would ever. YouTube made the decision. I believe Logan Paul took down the video himself. Frankly, if it were anybody else, I think YouTube would have taken it down. It wouldn't have seen the light of day. This is my feeling, and everybody seems to be chiming in, and I probably wouldn't have, but I started seeing people that I admire saying things like, let's give him another chance. For what? Are we going to watch him, film a traffic accident where kids and people, are just dead all over the ground? Is that where you want his next chance to go to? You're going to give him a chance after that? Like I said, I know who he is, barely. I don't think I've watched except a little bit of his videos, of one of his videos. I think I came from the thought that he's a good-looking young man. I want to see what he does in his videos, and they were juvenile. And they were juvenile because he's 22, and today a 22-year-old man often makes bad choices. This wasn't just a bad choice. This was a horrendous choice. I did see his 1 minute 22 second apology. I don't think if it were my family and he gave me that apology, I would say, don't even bother. I don't want to hear it. But anyways, that's my opinion. I hope you all have a good evening. I hope you're making better choices. I will put down in the bottom in my section where I write a national suicide hotline, because that's the responsible thing to do. And somebody that I watched said that if somebody's considering suicide, this could push them over the edge. Necessarily true. Suicides do tend to run in little spurts, but it's usually among a certain age group. I know during the 80s and 90s there were a rash of suicides of teenagers, first at a few schools, and then before you know it, there was a little bit here and a little bit there, and you've got 20 suicides, to figure out. Families are left to figure it out. Figure it out. That's what the families are left to do. So there will be a suicide hotline number below. If you feel that you can't talk to somebody who knows you and you're feeling this way, call the 1-800 number. Give yourself some time and a breather and someone who will help you think it out. Think it through. Because you know what? Consider this. What if you went into your house and found your mom dead from a suicide? How would you like to be in that place? Turn around and think how they would feel going into your room and finding you. They will never be